All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High and His only begotten Son. Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who root and teach well. Wabarakathum, unto the hopeful elect. All right, and double honors to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai as well, man. All right, now today through the Spirit, I want to go into a video entitled Adversity is Needed to learn to fix our weaknesses. That's what I'm gonna name it. Adversity is needed to see our weaknesses, our weak points. You see, our points that we need to examine. And our points in the spirit that we may not be good at. Whether that might be your patience being worked out, whether that may be your charity being worked out. You see, by all these various different challenging situations that Yahweh Bashem shall bring us through, it's ultimately for you to increase in a weak area. All right? Whether that be you having to go through a tough situation with helping a brother out, that helps your charity out. Your charity had to be worked out and to get stronger. Or it may be a situation where you got to deal with a jacked up job, a jacked up manager, or you may be dealing with stuff at the home with your woman, your kids, whatever. All these various things, it brings to light your weaknesses so that way you can work on it and grow in it via through the situation you're going through. This is Psalms 119. I want to get verse 67 and I want to get verse 71. Because King David was a very seasoned man of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and one that was of his liking. And he understood this mindset, which, speaking myself first and foremost, I try and apply to my life as well. He understood that the suffering and affliction that we go through is needed because it's how we're going to grow. This is Psalms 119. I want to get verse 67. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now have I kept thy word. You see, because the afflictions and the things that he went through, it taught him how to get the right mindset and also how to apply these scriptures. You can learn as many breakdowns and many scriptures as you want, but the application of it comes via through you going through situations. And King David understood that. Let's go down here. This is Psalms 119 and verse 71. It is good for me that I have been afflicted. He called hell, that I might learn thy statutes. The chastisement taught him the right way. And that's what was happening to us. We're being showed the right pathway. But in order for us to be showed the right pathway, in order for our weaknesses to be shown, we got to go through tribulation and go through tough situations to increase our faith, to increase our patience, to increase our charity. You see? That's all these things are for. Of course, we're suffering for our past sins, but also it's a balance to it. It's also to build us up. Just like, for the brothers that's into fighting, that's why it's good to, when you spar, a majority of the time, you probably want to spar somebody that's somewhat near your skill set. But also it's good to spar against guys that's better than you. And also guys that, so like you spar against guys that you're better than too. But also you want to always make sure you get some guys that's better than you. Because ultimately what's going to happen is the guy that's better than you, he's going to see all those openings. He's going to see when you drop your hands. He's going to see, how you react to certain feints and certain things to where he's gonna hit you in those moments where a guy that's equal to your skill level or may not be on your level, he's not gonna see all those openings. He's not gonna get you in those times. Well, a guy that's more experienced than you, which is gonna be a tough, challenging opponent, he's gonna see those weaknesses. And that's how it is when we go through hell. When we go through these various tribulations, your weaknesses get brought to the light so you can examine it. But if you don't go through certain things, then your weaknesses, you're still just gonna have that corrupt mindset or that whatever it is, that weakness still in you. But through the tribulation, it'll get purged out. You see, and you'll be able to examine it. This is James 1, and I want to get verse 2 through 4. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, different tribulations, different hell that you got to go through, different challenges. You might have to do you got to do a lot of uncomfortable things in this truth. Situations that might not even may make no type of sense in the sight, but you're like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like why is this happening to me? Why I got to go through this? But then the thing is, The way you get stronger is you just trust in Yahweh Shai through the whole thing. And then guess what? The fruit of it is you increase your faith. And whatever weakness the Lord wants to purge out, it gets purged out within you going through that situation. You know, you might have to deal with a family member that's jacked up as hell. And then, you know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of take care of them, or you gotta be around them. You gotta help them. And they might be being a complete demon, but that's gonna make you learn to have patience, to endure long suffering. And also, you know, it'll teach you how to be humble, have humility. Because humility means, when you go into the word ayana, one of the words for humble is ayana, and it means to be abased or take the low. You see, in that situations like that, you got to take the low. You know, you might have to deal with, you know, people in your family that's real jacked up, treat you wrong, and you still helping them out and stuff. That's teach you how to teach the low, how to have humility. But if you had to go through that situation, then that weakness that you have in your humility wouldn't get worked on. You see, so a lot of stuff we go through is for our own good. Let's get James 1:3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. You see, so when your faith gets tested in these various tribulations or temptations, your faith will get built up because you're enduring that temptation. Because like enduring long suffering, you need faith to do that. You need faith to endure these various tribulations. So your faith, you know, it gets built up through going through these trials and tribulations. This is verse 4. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. You see? So you'll be complete. You got to fully endure it and go through it. Go through that straight path and trust in the Lord, because then the fruit of it is going to be you getting increased in whatever weakness you have. Right? So that suffering and that tribulation is needed. This is Romans 5. And I'm going to get verse 3 through 5. It says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience. The different situations you go through, it builds up your patience. You see, it builds up your ability to endure long suffering. And in order to keep the faith in the Lord, he's going to try or test our faith. When he tests your faith, he's going to put you in a situation where the sight looks like there's no way to get out of it, which is a tribulation. And if you endure that tribulation, your faith gets stronger. Your hope gets stronger. Because let's read it. Verse 4. And patience, experience. Experience means to be tried or to go through it. You see? And it says an experience, when you've went through that tribulation, when you've went through these various different things, hope. So your hope goes up, your faith. Verse 5. And hope make it not ashamed, because the love of Yahweh Bashem Shai is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us. You see? And you'll be confident in Yahweh Bashem Shai. But the way to build that confidence up is you need to go through these situations. As King David said, that afflictions, the adversity. You see, you got to be willing to go through it, so that way your weaknesses is brought to the light and it can get purged out. It's 1 Peter 1 and verse 6 and 7. Let's read. All right, now it says, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness through manifold temptations. So you're all depressed and you're sad, you're mourning because of the stuff you're going through. It says rejoice in that. Why? Because verse 7, that the trial of your faith, so your faith being tried out, being much more precious than gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire. So they both get tried with fire, but our faith is much more precious than fine gold. Because that's what Yahweh Bashem Shai is going to be looking for. That's who's going to obtain salvation. That's who's going to inherit that eternal life. Those who believe on Yahweh Shai to the end. It says, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Right? When Yahweh Shai returns, he'll be pleased with you. He'll allow you to inherit the kingdom the first go round, because you endured that trial of your faith. You see? So it's important for us to, get in that spirit of, embracing, the hell, even though it sucks. I'm working on it myself, embracing that hell, because that's what's going to bring to light your weaknesses and purge out the things that you need to work on. It'll allow you to purge out those weaknesses you have in you. So it's needed. Just like we gave the fighting example, if you don't spar nobody that's better than you, then your little weak areas are not going to get brought to the light. So you might have a weakness that you do, and when you get into fight night, You could have sparred a guy that's real more experienced than you. You could have purged out something that you need to work on or learned something you need to master. That's the importance of sparring against guys that's better than you, so they can really they're going to be able to see those weaknesses, and it's going to get exposed. This is Revelation 7:14. It says, and this is when the angel was breaking down who the elect and the great multitude were. You know, you had the 144,000, then you had that great multitude with them. Now, this angel broke down to John the Revelator in his dream they seen what they were. Now, let's read it. It's Revelation 7:14. And I said unto him, the angel speaking, Sir, thou knowest. And he said unto me, These are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. So came out of that great tribulation. They endured that fiery trial of their faith. That's who's going to inherit the kingdom the first go-round. That's who's going to go into that new covenant. Those who come out of that great tribulation. You keep the faith on Yahweh B'Shem Shai, you overcome. So we got to get in that, speaking to myself first and foremost, be in the spirit of embracing this hell that we got to go through. Because the hell is how we're going to get better. That's how we're going to increase our faith. That's how we're going to be able to prove ourselves to Yahweh B'Shem Shai to be worthy. You see? If you get this last one, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, and I'm going to give verse 3 and 4. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the heart, by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. You know, when you're going through tribulation, when you're catching hell, you know, you're made better. You see? Because you're in a spirit, you're in a mindset of examination, accountability. And when you take accountability, you can fix whatever weaknesses or bad points that you have. Right? Verse 4, it says, The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. You see? So they're in the spirit of trying to always be comfortable and, you know, trying to build on this side and trying to find ways to escape the hell and not examine themselves. You see, making excuses to keep being wicked. All of that type of mindset is in the house of, that's the house of mirth. Verse 5, matter of fact, it says it's better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. And that's what you see a lot of examples of that with a lot of these camps, teaching these false doctrines, doing all this wickedness, making excuses so they can continue to stay in it. They're trying to ultimately not be in the house of mourning. They're not trying to accept that hatred that comes with, you know, teaching the doctrine correctly. They want to find ways to escape and things of that sort, man. But guess what? The Lord is building us up through this trail, the hell that we got to catch. You see, and that's what you want to seek. You want to seek to embrace the suffering and embrace it, because that's how you're going to get better. That's how you're going to increase in the spirit. But anyways, Lord willing, this was edifying. I like to end it off by saying, Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Wadash, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, room chiefs well, while double honors to Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Till next time, call my Shalom.